what can I say? What can I say? I've just been broadcasting. I didn't know. I didn't know that it wasn't going out there. Nothing warned me, nothing told me. I've just been sat here doing a normal race. Oh, this is ridiculous. So, yeah, I don't know what to say to you. Apparently the stream went out. I don't know when it went out, before the race even started. We've had a cracking race. I've been sat here just chatting. You've had great replays. You've had the lot. I don't know what's happened. But, yeah. Oh, and now Joker's in the lead, because I don't know where GT Racer's gone. GT Racer. It's dropped right down the order. Oh, my God. We've had all sorts of action. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know how to explain this to you. It went Pete Tong. Obviously, I don't know when the broadcast stopped. Before the race, you've missed some cracking racing. I've even been hot with my replays. But Joker has made his way up to the lead, it looks like. It was GT Racer. Before that, we had Noir Anteras, who was on pole, but he threw it away in the chicane of death. And Nibbler's now up into second. GT Racer's lost a huge amount. I don't know what happened to him. I missed that one. But on lap 5, 7.5 minutes into this race, Joker leads in the Gen X, and Nibbles is second in the McLaren. We've got Shadow in the Audi in third, with Jay in fourth. Irish Fox has dropped behind him, I think. The Dodge Viper dropped back for a bit, and now it's coming back up again. And Irish Fox has dropped down a position, with Splash in sixth for AXR. GT Racer seventh. Bubbles is in eighth, ahead of Noir, who had to go in pit and fix things, I guess. And Evil Dragon also had a spin early doors and is playing a catch-up. He got on the curbs, nothing too terrible, but it just really cost him when all the cars were together. It was not the time you needed that to happen. Looked like there was movement happening here, loads of movement happening here. We've got close cars all the way from Jay down to Irish Fox. Shadow, it's Irish Fox has got the move done on Shadow, but Shadow's coming back at Irish Fox up the inside. Great move for Shadow there, and gets the move done on Irish Fox. And behind Irish Fox we've got Splash and GT Racer. If we get on board with GT Racer, we can see what the action is from his POV. And I'm going to go to the old bloody YouTube thing and see how far it went. How much did you get there? 31 minutes. So there must have, was there any racing in there at all? Now I'm going to kill this one by looking at this one. No, we didn't even, did we get? Oh, so it was just qualifying. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, didn't even get into a race. Man alive, I was commentating and everything. What a big fat bummer. That is wrong. All the best content was at the front. I'm sorry, it's all downhill from here. So, Joker leads in the Gen X. Nib Les is in second place. He is in third. Shadow fourth, with Irish Fox in fifth place. Splash is sixth. Seventh for GT Racer, and he's got huge damage. GT Racer. It looks like his woes have got worse as he's gone along. I doubt we'll see it. We'll try, but we will. That's the chicane. There you go. Boom, bash, bosh. And yeah, it looks like he lost it coming out of the chicane. He had Splash right on his jacksie, and he's got damage both ends. He's going to have to go in and fix that. There he goes. He's into the pits, and that's going to put Cubic and Noir into the action, and Evil Dragon. Well, Evil Dragon's around 9 seconds behind Noir. Noir trying to catch up with Cubic. Cubic doing a great job there. 38.1 and a 38.6. What's Noir doing? Noir's already through, sorry. 37 and the fastest lap before that. So Joker, though, keeping it nice and steady on the medium tyres. Now, how long into this race can he go? He's looking like he's approaching half a tank of fuel, and he's less than a second ahead of Nibbles. Nibbles' fuel is exactly the same pretty much. Tyre wear pretty even as well. Nibbles are probably wearing his rear tyres out a little bit more than Joker at this point. Then we have the Dodge Viper in third place, and the two Finnish drivers doing a great job today, with Shadow, is it Dutch driver, with Garage 96 trying to keep that Audi facing the right way. He's made a move on Irish Fox and made it count. Looks like Irish Fox has picked up some damage, I would guess, from the chicane. But he's continuing on with it. He wants it to fall into his strategy. He doesn't want to break the strategy. Maybe he's going past the pits. No, he's not pitting. He's there. No way. He's 5 seconds ahead of Splash. Splash has also got damage, but Splash is going in. GTWEC then did get ahead of who was going to pit. GT Racer has come out behind Evil Dragon. That is even more painful than you would ever believe. He's put 3/4 of a tank of fuel in and a set of softs. And from leading this race, he is now at the back. Yellow flags, and it's Bobles. It's the GTWEC bubbles. He's had a proper bang, and the cars are having to go past. He's going to have to wait. And there he goes down to last, and GT Racer can then think, at least I'm not last now. So Joker then leads the race 1.1 second ahead of Nibles. Nibles really is closing in. The McLaren is ferocious in its efforts this season. Sticilla Racing leading this championship, remember, won this championship. They're on about 181 points. The next person's on 115 or something. So it's a ridiculous amount of lead that they have. And Jai in the Dodge, loving it. I don't know what they were in before. What were they in before? Let me see if I can remember. They were the Humble Guys Racing Team, Finland, and they drove a... God knows. I don't know. Whatever it was, though, they were... Oh, was it an AMG? There was 2 Mercedeses in the championship, so I don't know which one's which. So Joker Shadow comes into the pits, and you can see why. That tyre wear is woeful. And Irish Fox, his tyre wear not looking too good either. And we're only 13.5 minutes into a 90-minute race. It's ridiculous. And 6th for Noir. His tyres are fresh, but he did make... Hey, he's got ahead... Oh, yes, Splash had to make a pit stop as well for damage as well. So Noir slowly making his way back through the field again after leading the first 2 laps. And he's catching up with Shadow. Shadow just come out of the pits, did he not? And Shadow then in the Audi. Just coming out of the pits on a set of medium tyres. And Noir on his softs, catching him up in no uncertain manner. He's going to have that Audi. And Ethan in the chat saying, the Humble Guys, we're in the Aston. All right, they've changed away from an Aston. Someone moved to an Aston. The Humble Guys, our racing team, we're in the Aston. Okay. Ethan said one of the AXR teams also used the Mercedes. Yeah, that was Splash, wasn't it? So I know Splash has moved from the Aston to the, from the Mercedes to the Aston Martin, and yeah, it's odd, isn't it? It's odd. Mercedes are going to use Aston Martin soon in Formula 1. Just going to paint it silver. So Joker at the moment leads the way from Nibles. Jay is the Dodge. The Dodge getting a podium on its debut would be cracking for him. Irish Fox into the pits for a tyre change and get that damage fix. Shadow all over the curbs, shaking it up, baby. He's a shake, a rattle, and a roll. And Noir Anteras really is trying to get back into this race. Up and into 4th. Click, bang. And that's Noir up into 4th. But his strategy's all kinds of messed up with that early stop to fix the damage from the chicane of death. Shadow then is exactly that. He's shadowing. He doesn't want to get into this, Shadow. You want to get into your own race. Do not chase down Noir's. Noir's is on a totally different strategy, totally different race to you, and it's just not worth racing him. It really isn't. You're going to lose yourself time. You're on medium tyres. You're going to try and push that car too hard, too early. Sit back, let Noir's do his thing, and worry about Irish Fox, who's 2.2 seconds behind you. on a set of softs. That's your main concern, Shadow, not Noir. Noir isn't in this race. He's fast, and he might be in this race later, but at this point in time, he is not even in this race. Not at the same pace as you guys. You've got plenty of fuel, fresh tyres. You're going longer than him. He's going to be out of the way. Splash! Also making an earlier stop, coming up against the Corvette in his new Aston Martin, looking swift alive, fella. Then we have a GT racer in his Corvette, having a bit of fun through the chicane there. Man alive, they're all going to kill their tyres. Why don't they just dab the brakes a bit? I know they lose a bit of lap time, but it's got to be worth it. You see Evil Dragon going through there like a pro, and I don't know if he's pitted yet or not. Cubic Bubbles. He's had a fresh pit stop recently. Softs and 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and we've got 73 minutes virtually, just under. Joker leading then. Amazing stuff then, that Gen X. Still something to say. Still got something to say about things, has the Gen X. I took it round just before, well, on the other stream now, because the stream broke. But on the other stream, I took one around. It's got a loose back end. Without any kind of setup. I don't know if they've dialed that out in this, in the downforce and the suspension, but yeah, it's got a loosey-goosey back end. Actually, I can see a bit of camber on the back of them. It's got a bit of camber on those rear wheels there, so I reckon they've put a bit of camber in there to keep that back end a little steady. Nibbles then goes into the pits. Interesting, Nibbles is usually one of the last out. He sits them all out, but he's decided this is the time. He hasn't had a huge drop off of time, I suppose a little bit, and the Dodge Viper follows him in. Noir Antares has still got Shadow right there. He might be helping Shadow out a little bit, giving him that tow, because Irish Fox has closed in on Shadow with those soft tyres. So Shadow is going to be in trouble soon in the Audi. And Jay hasn't come out yet. He's just being released now. Noir up into third. Is he though? Yeah, he's into third. And the Dodge Viper coming out right on the tail end of all of this battle. Beautiful stuff. He's gone for another set of softs and a full tank. Splash in the mix as well. That's the top 7 really. How close are we? There we go. We've got Noir Antares, we've got Shadow, we've got Irish Fox, all in a bunch. And then we've got the Dodge Viper with Splash very close behind, 6.2 seconds behind them. We've got a resurging GT racer for Clockwork Motorsport. Evil Dragon is into the pits to have a set of new tyres and a splash of fuel. He's got a huge amount of time from Cubic Bubbles, so he should be okay. And Cubic Bubbles there. Cubic Bubbles just getting into the flow of things. First season here, and I've got to say, there's a lot of aliens. What's going on? She is laying down sideways, isn't she? With her legs kicked up in the air. How do I really get a good look? I really want to have a good look. So there we go, we've got Joker in the lead, 26 seconds, the only one not to pit. Nibbles made a pit stop and got back out in third. Splash now moving up into third place, somehow getting ahead of Irish Fox and Jay. I don't know, oh, there's damage here, there's damage here, there's damage here. Oh my, oh gosh, can we catch it? Do we know? Where was it? It's already happened. So something, it looks like the Dodge and the Corvette have had a coming together, and that has helped Splash get himself up and into third place. And after just having a pit stop for both cars, they've got damage now. They're going to have to carry that damage all the way to the next pit stop. Oh, that's devastating. Frequency in the chat saying interesting to see what Joker's strategy will be. He's staying out late. He's got the medium tyres on. He's one of the only not to pit so far. I think everyone else has had a visit to the pit stop. I can't think of anyone else. No, everyone's pitted apart from Joker. So Joker's staying out there. He wants to use every last ounce of that fuel. And this is going wonderful for him. It really is. I don't know what a pit stop's costing people. Nibbles there, it was like 22 seconds total cost of a pit stop. 22 seconds, that's short, isn't it? That's not a great deal. He didn't put a lot of fuel in. He probably put about 3/4 of a tank of fuel in. He already had a bit of fuel over. He just wanted some fresher tyres, obviously. He's done a 37.3 there. Joker doing 38. Wow, it's not a lot, you know. It's not that much faster. Splash might have pitted, but I think Splash did pit. I think Splash did pit earlier. I don't know though. He might not have. But his tyre wear's doing really well if he hadn't. We saw he got that damage. Irish Fox has decided to fix his, but his was broken all over. I think he might have dropped it in the chicane of death. And the Dodge Viper drove right into him. There's Noir. We saw Shadow getting all excited. Where is Shadow anyway? Why is Shadow down there? And Shadow made another pit stop as well. Well, he has recently made a pit stop. So I thought he was going to go longer than Noir. And he did not. So, wow, I missed a total part of the race somewhere where Noir, Irish Fox, Shadow came in. I just noticed that the Dodge Viper had damage, and so did the Corvette. Talking about Corvettes, one we thought was out of this one, GT Racer, is closing in on the Finnish driver, and we could see some juicy action coming our way. GT Racer's tyres pretty old, but the Dodge Viper is carrying a problem, a bit of damage, so anything could happen here. And we'll check out the lap time, see how much the Finnish driver's giving away there. You see his back end stepping out, and he comes up towards the line. 38.9 next to GT Racer, who's done a 37.7, over a second faster. And GT Racer, although his tyres getting older by the second, is going for the attack on the damaged Dodge Viper, and it's costing the Dodge Viper time. Is it worth coming in? But he's only just pitted, you see. I don't think he'd want to make a pit stop, because his pit stop, he's just done one in like within about 3 or 4 laps. So Joker right on vapors now, and he's going to have to make a pit stop pretty soon. And will Nibbles take over the lead of the race, or will Joker manage to get that car in, fueled up and out again in enough time to stay in the lead? Here he comes into the pits for AXR/AequepaX Racing, and Nibbles then goes through the chicane of death. He's quite a way away, you know. Joker could get this done. He's not even at his pit box yet. Nibbles managed to make a pit stop from second and stay in second. He's still got 10 seconds ahead of Splash in the Aston Martin. Splash doing a 37.7 his last time around. Nibbles doing a 37.4. Joker, they're working on the car. They're transferring some fuel by wishing it. And Nibbles does take the lead. He does take the lead. He gets down to the first corner in first place. Joker comes out of the pits. Full tank, another set of racing mediums. This man, what was that, 25 minutes? He is trying, he could be trying just to make, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 more stops. 1, but he'd have to look after his fuel ridiculously. But his tyres were still there. He still had tyres left. But if he could get the fuel eked out, he could possibly go halfway. But I don't think he will. I think he's going to divide this up into a couple of 25-minute stints. And Nibbles went into the pits quite early. And okay, I'll see you later. All right. Thanks for coming to boxing and cinema. All right. See ya. Bye. So Nibblers then leads the race, 4.9 seconds on Joker. We know, I think, is he faster? He is slightly faster on the soft tyres, possibly, but he's going to burn through that fuel. He's already half a tank in the McLaren, and he's going to be pitting in probably 10, 15 minutes at best, where Joker, he probably isn't needing to come in until the 50 minute mark. This is what I'm saying, 50 minutes, and then there's only another 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes of the race is probably too much. God, you know, when I start divvying up the time, I really end up wanting to have a cigarette when I realise how long we got. There might be a fag break. We'll see. We'll see how spaced out it gets. So Nibbles 5.5 seconds ahead of Joker, who's 7.6 seconds ahead of Splash. Splash getting very close to a pit stop. GT Racer also very close to a pit stop. That will help. The Dodge Viper Jay Noir Antares on it because he's got to. Had problems in the chicane. Irish Fox killing his tyres. Shadow's gone back in again. Shadow has had an amazing amount of pit stops. He's got the fastest lap, but still, ridiculous amount of pit stops. And that's put Evil Dragon back ahead, who we saw spinning out early doors in this race. And now he's gone up to 8th place for full throttle racing with quite a bit of fuel on board. He's 30 seconds behind Irish Fox, but Irish Fox killing his tyres and needing fuel pretty soon. Shadow 2.6 seconds behind Evil Dragon. We've got the two Audis. We've got an Audi face down here between Evil Dragon and Shadow, and Cubic Bubbles in the McLaren has just been lapped, I believe, by lapped by Splash, I think.
Versus Joker will be tight, I think.
So 5.8 seconds, obviously. I think Nibbles, his pace is going to be so much better on the soft tyre, but he's going to burn through that fuel. He's going to have to make another pit stop more than Joker at this point. And Frequency saying Nibbles versus Joker will be tight, I think. Yes. Very tight indeed. GT Racer is on fumes, and so is Splash. So we're going to have the Aston Martin and the Corvette visit the pits, coming up to the 30-minute mark. And Jay, he's going to stay out there. Old Jay. J-E-I-E-I-I. J-E-I-E-L-I-I. He's going to stay out there. He's living with that damage. He's doing 39s next to GT Racer doing 37. See, it's a lot in it. It's a lot. He's losing. He's giving up about a second. He's 37s behind him in Noir. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just such a tough call of how much time to lose versus going into the pits. He had just made a pit stop, but he's giving up a lot of time with that damage. Irish Fox coming close to the end of this stint. Evil Dragon only 31 seconds behind. Irish Fox will be out just ahead of Evil Dragon, who looks like he's quite early on in his stint at the moment. Splashes in. We said third and fourth will be in. The Dodge Viper stays out even though it's giving away time. And Noir Antares, he's got no reason to come in either, so he'll go through, and he's up into fourth spot now, with Splash and Irish Fox going through. I would have thought Irish Fox had gone into the pits. That's interesting. Irish Fox trying to stay out there. One more rotation. Splash gets himself out on track in a set of softs, 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and he is up for a podium today, I'm sure of it. GT Racer in the Corvette, chasing him down in the set of softs, similar fuel, and a yellow flag. Oh, it's not for any of these guys, and it's gone now. Oh, Bublés, she's laid on her side in a little bikini top. You little cutie, you green-haired little goddess. Come and shimmy it over here. darling. So, Nibbles leads by 6.2 seconds. Joker just getting a pit stop. And we think he's not going to have to make as many pit stops as the Finnish McLaren driver. We've had some cracking Finnish McLaren drivers in the past, and just add Nibbles to that list. The Dodge Viper, it definitely looks like the Dodge Viper could be on for a podium today, but I think staying out with that damage is hurting him and giving Noir's Irish Fox, who should have gone into the pits. It's ridiculous. He's going to go into the pits this time, surely. As he comes around. Well, it's not even the final corner, is it? No, he's still got a way to go. No, it is the final corner. Go. And he has visited the pits. Splash pitted the lap before, as did GT Racer. They've got themselves a big gap between the two of them now. Say they were close before pits. And there goes Irish Fox. Splash up into 5th place then. 11 seconds adrift of Noir, but Noir less fuel, more worn tyres, different strategy. Then the Dodge Viper carrying that damage, and he'll be glad to get into the pits, I'm sure, just to get his car back. But like I said, if we get a Dodge on the podium, this will be amazing on its debut. So Nibbles is leading this race. He's burning through that fuel. He's under a quarter of a tank. The tyres still look as fresh as the Prince of Bel Air. Joker chasing him down with those medium tyres. And you've got to say, Joker's pace on the medium tyres is immense. He's done a 37.4 last time around, matching Nibbles. This time he spanks a 37.8. Nibbles a 37.6. So they're in the same ballpark, to say they're on two totally different compounds of tyres. Then the Dodge Viper. The Dodge Viper carrying that damage, losing time. He's doing 38s, 39s. And guess who's chasing him down? Noir. Noir easily pole position. I say easily, it was a very tight field. Is chasing down Jahi. And he wants to get himself into this race. It could have been an almost certain win for him. Nothing's almost certain, obviously, but he was in a great position to pick up a win until the chicane of death stitched him right up. And now he's fighting back in the Clockwork Motorsport BMW, hunting himself down a Dodge Viper, a wounded Dodge Viper. And he's catching him. He is catching him. By the time he catches him, though, it'll probably be a pit stop with Splash there in his Aston Martin. Does he like his Aston Martin more than his Mercedes, we say? We wonder. He's doing a lot better with the Aston Martin than he did with the Mercedes. And GT Racer in his Corvette, another one like Noir Antares up there in front. Feel like they'll feel like they threw a lot away in this race, left a lot of stuff on the table, scraps on the table for others to get. Irish Fox has made that pit stop. He'd come out ahead of Shadow just. And it looks like Shadow is short fueling that bad boy, with Evil Dragon 6 seconds behind him. There's a race here between Irish Fox, Shadow and Evil Dragon, all on similar strategies. Irish Fox does have the fresher tyres and a little bit more fuel on board. And remember, Irish Fox was up there with Splash. He was there like fighting fourth. He was in the podium shout, but I think he died in the death of chicanes. And I think Splash hit him as well. No, I think that's where the Dodge Viper of Jahi got his damage from. I reckon he ploughed into the back of him while spinning. That's just me guessing, though. There's the Audi, there's the other... That's not the other Audi, is it? Shadow. No, Evil Dragon there. There's them. So yeah, they're not that far apart. Evil Dragon doing 39s. His old set of mediums, it probably is quite tough for him. And Shadow slinging it over the hill there. It looked rather scary. But he's got full control on those soft tyres. It just looks like he's going to throw it off any second now. And Irish Fox going for the softs. Nibbles back in again. And Joker is easily going to take over the lead of this race with half a tank of fuel and barely a whiff of tyre wear on those medium tyres. Now, how far behind is the Dodge Viper? And it's getting low on fuel, and Noir and Terrace is getting very, very close. Nibbles then back out ahead of these two. No pressure, no problem for the Finnish driver. He just knows he's going to have to make a few more stops than Joker this afternoon. He was in a similar situation last week. Where were we racing last week? Was it Spain? I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't remember. Oh, Suzuka. Yes, and I think there was a similar situation going on there where one was taking more stops than the other. Yeah. It was the Corvette, wasn't it? The Corvette was on a sprint. Half tank of fuel, soft tyres, kept just coming in, doing that. And Nibbles was trying to go long. It was an interesting race. You should go back and watch the stream. And then we got a Noir and a Therese ripping it up, trying to catch up the field. Had a huge one in the chicane on the first, maybe second lap, very early doors in the race. You wouldn't see it because I was streaming to no one, apparently. A ghost stream. I don't understand. It started streaming, stopped streaming, didn't tell me that it had stopped streaming. Ridiculous. The PS4 used to come up. It used to come up in the top of the screen saying you are no longer broadcasting. But it doesn't seem to have that on PS5. So I carry on chatting like a fool whilst no one watches, which I assume happens anyway, but you know, at least there's something I can go back and look at and say, oh, look at me chatting to no one. So Joker there leads the way, and Nibbles is out of the pits 20 seconds behind Joker, and we don't think Joker is going to pit until sort of the 50-minute mark. And if he can try and push that further past the 50-minute mark, then he might not need to make another stop. If he can, the later he can get, the closer to 1 hour that he can get, we're at 39 minutes at the moment, the closer he can get to that. Now the Dodge and Noir both pitting at the same time, the Beamer and it looks like Noir has short-filled that bad boy to get out ahead of the Dodge, and the Dodge, he didn't fix it. He did not fix his damage. He's decided not to fix it. He's put more fuel in, and now he's got the Irish Fox all up and in his business. And this is absolutely thrilling. And the Croatian track really throwing up quite an interesting race for us as the Corvette clings to the tarmac for dear life as Irish Fox throws it through the corner. Evil Dragon, meanwhile, is ahead of Shadow. Did Shadow go in again? Oh, and he's picked up damage. He's going in again. That's not a lot of damage. You could have carried on. And Evil Dragon then has got that position from Shadow, and Shadow's having an absolute nightmare. He's made so many pits. He's got the fastest lap, but he's going into pit again. And Cubic Bubbles, if they keep cracking on, they might catch up Shadow if Shadow's going to keep on making. He's gone in and repaired, that's all. It's just a repair. I don't think he hadn't changed the tyres. But now he's just had a lap put on him by Nibbles, I'm guessing. Yes. And Joker there leads the way, 21.5 seconds. And he's got a lot of fuel. He's got a lot of fuel on there. He's got just under half a tank. He's looked after that fuel, I think. I'd be surprised if he has to make a pit stop about 50 minutes. Oof. Oof with a double oof on top. If he can go 55 minutes, then he won't need to make another pit stop for the rest of the race. And Nibbles possibly is going to make 2 more pit stops. Splash I've not been keeping an eye on his pit stops. He seems to be doing okay at the moment. He pitted on lap 18. I think he had to pit. I don't know if he pitted before that. I think he did. So he's not been going too long in the Aston Martin. GT Racer is thereabouts. And Noir ahead of Irish Fox. Who was he racing? It was Jay. Jay's dropped. Oh, he's gone in and fixed his damage. He's been back into. No, he hasn't, has he? Has he been in to fix the damage? He had damage when he first came out of the pits. Evil Dragon, who's going to be pitting very soon in all fairness, has moved up another position. Yeah, because Irish Fox was right with him. Oh, interesting. Noir and Terrace, who was in that battle with Irish Fox and the Dodge Viper, is now, he's got a bit of clear space around him. He can have a bit of fun. He can race. He can push on. He's behind his teammates in the Corvette. 15 seconds, whom is catching up the Aston Martin at a rate of knots. Let's get on board. No, we're not. Let's get on board and watch this unfold ahead of us. And Splash in the Aston Martin, giving it great balls, trying to make it around. GT Racer, American, say Craig, GT Racer, say Graham, say Craig Graham. Could you imagine if you called Craig Graham in America? You'd be Craig Graham. Craig Graham. Hey, Craig Graham. Hey, Craig Graham. So weird. Craig Graham. Evil Dragon into the pits. I kind of want to change my PSN name now to Craig Graham. So you Americans I race and call me Craig Graham. So we're on board with a GT Racer. He's being chased by Noir and Terrace, but it's a 15-second gap between the two of them. But it's the man in front that's on GT Racer's mind, as that back end lets him know. The Aston Martin is, no, the Corvette, sorry, is lively. And Splash, he's keeping it planted there, isn't he? Very planted out front. 7/10, it looked longer than that being sat in GT Racer's car. Do you know what? We might go back in there. I might leave you with this for a little while. Joker is not set to the pit for a short while yet. I can smell a little tea break coming up. Let's have a quick run through, see where everyone is. That's the closest battle. So Joker there is leading 20 seconds. He's just dropped under a quarter of a tank of fuel. So yeah, I think we're on for about 50 minutes, which means he's not. Don't think he'll be able to take that all the way to the end. He's going to have to make another stop on top of the one he's already going to make. Nibblers though might have to make two, or I mean 3. He's going to have to stop more than Joker, I believe. Splash, he's not far away from a pit stop himself, but GT Racer's on a similar strategy. More tyre wear though for GT Racer. It's going to be a struggle to catch up with that Aston Martin. Noir in the BMW has recently pitted. He's on a long run. He's leaving Irish Fox behind, that's killing his tyres. The Corvette, an absolute tyre destroyer of tyres, and not a fan of rubber are the Corvettes. That's why Americans got a population problem. Evil Dragon, 27 seconds behind Jay, and 17 seconds ahead of Shadow. Full tank of fuel, medium tyres, he's cracking on. Shadow's probably due a pit stop any second now, because he's been going in for him every 5 minutes. And Cubic Bubbles, he's having fun out there. Look, he's done a 37.5, so the pace is there, Cubic. That's what the top guys are doing. So Cubic Bubbles, he's got the pace, he just can't string it together. It hasn't got the consistency, I believe. So where was we? We were looking at GT Racer and Splash, and they are on top of each other now. But the tyres ever going away from a GT Racer. And Splash, even if he overtakes, I don't think Splash has got too much of a concern. I think he's got better fuel, better tyres. He can just sit tight and wait for GT Racer to have to take it back into the pits, which he inevitably will have to do because his tyres are woeful. They're crying. Ooh, a little slide through the chicane of death, but he kept it together nicely. And he's really there on Splash. He might be able to get a move done down this final start straight. Whoa, again with the back end, and he might have lost a bit of time to Splash, but he's there in the tow. 4 tenths, 3 tenths. It's not going to be enough. They're going to be braking. They don't brake into this first part. Full throttle, and it's down here where the braking zone is. And GT Racer trying to get himself on the inside for the next corner, but he's just not got up the side of Splash enough. The car gets all loosey-goosey as it goes over the hill. And again, he is there staring at the back of the AequepaX Racing / AXR team, whichever they are. If that is exactly who they are, if they say they are who they are. And Irish Fox comes into the pits, giving the Dodge Viper of Ajay back the position. And it's an interesting race between the Dodge Viper and the Corvette, them two in with a shout for a podium at some point, and it's slipped away from the pair of them with damage and such what. But there we go. Dodge now 13.5 seconds ahead, and the Corvette's gone mediums. It's gone mediums, going for a long stint this stint. And GT Racer leaning against the wall. I don't know if he hit it, but he swiped left. If someone in the audience had Tinder, he swiped for him. And Splash, both of these into the pits, I assume, this time around. There goes the Aston Martin, but no, GT Racer fancies another lap on those tired old tyres. Again, Joker continuing. Oh, Joker, no. Maybe he's not going to get to 50 minutes. He's dead as near as goddamn it. It's 49 minutes. He probably will go around again. Not to read his mind, but, you know, possibly. Nibblers, 1/4 of a tank of fuel, just putting a lap on Shadow, is that? GT Racer continuing on. Noir moves ahead of Splash, but they're on two totally different strategies. And Splash, that's going to keep him going for another 20 odd minutes, and then he'll make his final stop. 6th place for Jay, and he's got half a tank of fuel. 13 seconds behind Splash. He was in that battle, but that's what he lost with that damage. He was doing a second or so slower than the guys around him, and now I think he had to go in and fix it a double time. I don't know. Got a feeling he went into the pits again to fix his damage. So Joker comes in earlier than I expected. I thought, well, yeah, that fuel is pretty much on the limit, so he is going to have to make another stop. He's not going to be able to get that all the way. I think he's going to have to do a Splash O dash before the end of the race. Nibbles takes over the lead, but he's only got 1/4 of a tank of fuel. GT Racer is going to have to bring that one in. He was racing Splash, so it's where we've got to keep an eye on Splash as he makes his way around. Joker back out again, 10 seconds onto the mediums, full tank. He's not going to get that to go all the way to the end, so we will see another stop from him. Nibbles we're going to see pit in the next 3 laps, possibly. Noir and Terrace then crosses the line on a different strategy from everyone else. GT Racer into the pits, and here comes Splash. That's who GT Racer was racing with. GT Racer's been released. He's coming out. There goes Splash. We can see him just there ahead of us, and Splash into the first corner, or half corner, and then the proper first corner. And GT Racer then 2.2 seconds, but he's topped up more fuel than Splash, but they've both gone for the racing soft tyre, and they're going to go racing now for the next 20 minutes with Noir Anteras probably going to be pitting similar time as Nibblers, probably, well, maybe a little later than him. The Dodge Viper, oh, my heart bleeds. I was so hoping that was going to be on a podium, but with the damage and the problems, finishing ahead of Irish Fox is probably the plan. Maybe Noir Anteras after his pit stop as well. So he still might get 5th place out of this race, hopefully. Irish Fox on the mediums. We said he was going to go for a longer stint in this one. Oh, Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon. Shall I be evil? Has dropped that Audi like it's hot, and he's going to be giving up the rest of his championship points and asking for the Gen X back. Oh, just on those curbs. Stay off the curbs. Helps as well. I bet it went through his head. I bet it went through his mind as he was eating the... And there we see Shadow's got back ahead of him. And he's carrying a bit of damage there. And Shadow. We couldn't work out his pit strategies. He's doing alright. And he's got the fastest lap of the race. So that Audi is really rapid. Here we go then. Pit stops for Splash. Oh, Splash has picked up damage. And so's Jay. Have they had a coming together? It's too far away to know. Nibblers then is ahead of Jokers by 11 seconds. Joker there to ahead of Noir Anteras, who's not ready for a pit stop yet. GT Racer is in 4th. Splash having to go in and do a bit of fix it. And Irish Fox has closed right up with Splash now. And the Dodge Viper also, he's gone in for a proper pit stop, but I think also fixing things. And Shadow... 41. Oh, Shadow's lost it as well. They're all starting to lose it. Fatigue cutting in. And the Audi facing the wrong way as Evil Dragon goes into the pits to fix his damage. And is it Fatigue coming up to 53 minutes. Let's see who's close. You're going in the car with them. And it's going to be Irish Fox and Splash. So in the car with Irish Fox. And I am going to go and have a comfort break.
Either it doesn't spit you out, or it is like what happened with Evil.
hopefully you can hear me on that side now. Sometimes it can go a bit funny if I go out into the conservatory. So we're still on board with Irish Fox, who's chasing Splash down, and it looks like Splash has just nice and evenly pulled away. He's it was a lot closer than that when before I went out and rolled me cigarette. So Joker in the lead. Joker, Nibbles, Nibbles took that pit stop. Sorry guys, I thought nothing was going to happen for a short while, so we'd be all right. So Nibbles has taken that pit stop, and again he's going to have to make another stop before the end of the race. But then I think Joker is as well. GT Racer in third at the moment, sitting pretty, and somehow, yeah, GT Racer has made his way back up into third. It was Splash, I thought, but we did see Splash have to come in and do a quick repair job with the Dodge Viper. So, yeah, Splash might have... Oh, where is he? There he is. So, Splash... I mean, I couldn't tell you who's going to get that podium out of GT Racer. GT Racer looks like he's the favourite for it. But Noir and Terrace is there. And I think now Noir and Terrace is the highest scoring team. So it'd be interesting to know if Vertex will pull over for Apex. And Nibbles, he wants this win. He wants this win. I mean, Stacilla Racing are way ahead of the pack. But this is great for the Gen X. It took a win last week as well at that track that we were racing at. Suzuka, sorry. The second time I forgot it. That's how long my memory lasts. I've not. Oh no, someone's left. Someone has gone. Is it Cubic Bubble? No, Cubic Bubbles are still here. So who's disappeared? We've got Joker, we've got Nibbles, we've got GT Racer, we've got Noirs, we've got Splash, we've got Irish Fox, we've still got Evil Dragon, we've got Shadow, we've got Cubic Bubbles, but I'm sure someone just left. Give me a second, I'll get there. The Dodge Viper, isn't it? It's the Dodge Viper, I think's gone. So in the chat, Ethan from earlier said that curb is insanely look related. Either it doesn't spit you out, or it does like what happened to Evil. And Frequency just said, yeah, he left. And I don't think he was having a terrible time of it, so that must have just been internet-y. But that's Cubic Bubbles moving up a position though. Happy days for him. Every grey cloud has a little silver lining in it, they say. Joker then, 15 seconds ahead of Nibbles. Fuel is exactly the same. This is it now. This is a straight fight to the end. They're both going to have to make the same pit stop as each other. And Joker has got 15 seconds to the better. And Nibbles cannot go any faster than he's already going. So, and Joker is matching him with the medium tyres. That Gen X is rapid. And I'm thinking Evil Dragon might be thinking, why did we get rid of that Gen X? All we have to do is stay with mediums and put a real sharp camber on the back wheels to settle her down a little bit. Noir and Terrace in the BMW probably still feels this race was his. He was pole, he was faster than everyone, and the chicane of death got him. With Splash there, catching damage here and there has put him out of a podium position. Definitely could have been a great day for AequepaX Racing there. And Irish Fox as well, very, very racy at the beginning of this race, killed his tyres. He's gone to the mediums, he's doing a long stint now, and then he'll have one stint at the end. He's nearly 6 seconds behind a Splash, who left him for dead. Evil Dragon has had an up and down race in his intro to the Audi. The curbs have not been his friends during this race. And Shadow has been enjoying the pit stop game. And Cubic Bubbles has been clinging on in there, screaming, whilst I perv on his car. Joker at the moment taking it all relatively easy, except for the lap times. He's smashing them in there. 37, what was that, 37.8? I'm further away now. I think it's 37.5. And Nibbles doing a 37.5. So there's not much in it in the pit stop. I think it's 37.8. It's either a 37.8 or a 37.5. That's what it looks like from over here. Now I'm thinking about it, it could be a 37.6. But still, it's not that, to say one's on medium, one's on soft, it's not a huge difference. It is a shocking how close their lap times are with those tyres. Now, Nibbles might be saving fuel and not pushing that car to its maximum. We have seen a 36.3 from the Audi, so we know they can go faster than the pace that they're keeping, but it is endurance racing. So endurance racing is all about sticking to a delta, sticking to the plan, keeping the car off the walls, out of the chicane of death. A beautiful move there from a GT racer. Still 15 seconds, is that? 16 seconds ahead of his teammate Noir Anteras. And Splash for the, I'm going to say, I don't know which team. It's one of the AequepaX teams.
Genesis is super quick around here.
So in the chat, we have Frequency saying the Genesis is super quick around here. It is, isn't it? It's on the medium tyres, and it really is owning the McLaren that's on medium on soft tyres. So it's cracking stuff. Joker has done an amazing job with it so far. I don't know who'll be running in the second stint, but I know Fred was not happy with it. I imagine Fred would have wanted to change that car, but I don't know if he's been overruled by the AXR team. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors and how the decisions were made. Nibbles, though, never once moaned about the McLaren, even though it seems to be down on power. He's squealing that out, and he's not saving any fuel. Similar fuels to the two leaders, 14 seconds, so Nibbles has pulled a little bit in, but it's not going to be enough if they've both got to make the same pit stop before the end of the race. GT racer, whoa, having a bang, and he's knocked damage onto that car. Noir Anteras' ears will prick up now, and I wonder, he's quite far away, but maybe he heard that bang. And now, this is dangerous stuff. Who would call me? Okay, hey, this is going to be fun. We're going to have a conversation with my wife. Hello? Hang on, I can't hear you. I need to get you on speakerphone. Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Say everyone to the hello to the stream.
Hello?
Yeah.
Are you busy?
Yeah, I'm streaming. Joker's in the lead right now.
Okay. I just phoned the kids and they didn't answer.
Okay.
I just wanted to, if you could unlock the door for me.
Okay. All right. Why can't you unlock?
I'll get a key, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Say goodbye to the stream.
Bye, stream.
Okay, bye. How drunk are you? So, that was my wife. Couldn't get in the front door. Joker's leading by 14 seconds. Nibbles really trying to close in that gap now. We've got 24 minutes virtually left, just under. Then we've got Noir. Noir's is up. So GT must have made the pit stop. He did. He's come in. He's put medium tyres on. Can he get to the end with that? Can he get to the end of the race with that? And can he get ahead of Splash? Splash is going to have to make a pit stop. He's only 5-6 seconds behind, so it might not be terrible. He may have lost the podium, but he could still keep fourth. And he did pick up that damage. He's obviously gone in straight away to get it fixed, filled the car up, put medium tyres on, and I imagine he's fingers crossed that that will get him to the end of the race. And I think the Chevy's quite thirsty though. So Noir Anteras then finding himself up into third place. It's great stuff. He's just been cracking on, got his head down, smashed out those lap times, one after another, and he's climbed himself up and into third place. Splash in fourth. GT Racer is in a fifth spot, with Irish Fox sixth. He's sort of lost distance to Splash. Him and Splash were having that race earlier, and Irish Fox slinging it through the chicane, and Shadow still going. We're down to 8. Someone else has left now. It looks like the Evil Dragon's gone. Evil Dragon, oh no, Shadow's got the fastest lap. So again, Cubic Bubbles up another position just by sticking in there. Cracking stuff. Joker then. I didn't even see Evil Dragon leave. I always think I'm going to come out here for a quick ciggy, and it's just because of all the talking I don't get to have a drag, so it's not a quick ciggy. I end up studying out here with the rabbit for ages. Hey Lynx, how you doing, bud? Do you want a drag? Shall I blow some in your direction? So Nibbles there is in a second place, chasing down a Joker. The fuels are down to a quarter of a tank. They're both going to have to make the same stop. I don't think there's anything can be done. I think Joker's got it. Unless the chicane of death has anything else to say by the end of this race, which it probably will do. As their tyres get older, the risk is higher. I don't know if anything about being a wet race, but it's gone very grey. But I don't know. I don't know if rain settings work here. I guess they do, because it's Croatia, and I mean, they live in the rain. But it's looking very gloomy. I don't want to be alarmist. With only 20 minutes to go, nah, they're white clouds, aren't they? They're fine. It's cloudier than it was.
No rain here.
There's no rain here. There you go. Someone's let me know. What a ridiculous thing. Why have tracks that have it and tracks that do have it? Why don't they just have it all or nothing? It's ridiculous. Ooh, let's go to Spa. So we have to have a wet race because we can't have a wet race at a lesser track. Where Spa, you'd want a decent dry race. Whereas some of these tracks that we visited, oh man, trust me, we got an awful one coming up. I might even pull a sickie. Might even tell Groot I'm a bit ill because it's 2 hours at Nürburgring, and it's just, oh, that is so tedious. It's the most tedious track in the world, and I can't believe it's on the calendar. But yeah, 4-hour race at Nürburgring. Oh, who wants that? No one's looking for that. So there's no rain. We've got now to worry about. It just looks a bit gloomy, but it's not. And we go, the people who make the game decided it doesn't rain in Croatia. Bloody rains in Croatia, I bet you. Bloody rains every bloody day of the year, I imagine. Eastern Europe, innit? Imagine it's a drizzly little hole. So anyway, Joker leading the way, and it's 12 seconds. Nibbles is trying to cut down that time, but we've only got 20 minutes to go. One pit stop between the two of them. Noir Antares, a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill has got him back into third place. He dropped right down to the back and had to pit to fix damage. So Noir Antares has had a great turnaround. Driver of the day, I would say. And Joker, though, driving very rapidly on a set of mediums. It's a toss-up between Noir Antares and Joker. You guys can have a vote in the chat. All two of you that are watching. There's only two of you chatting. There's my man Ethan and my man Frequency. I appreciate the pair of you. You're fantastic. We usually have some of the Scuderia Chiara guys. Chiara. Chatting, but I think he's actually racing. So Joker leads, Nibbles is in second, Noir's third, Splash fourth, GT Racer in fifth. GT Racer having that damage, remember, and he's just had to fix it, fill it, and hope for the best that it lasts all the way to the end and everyone pits ahead of him, which Splash will be doing imminently. Noir has still got a little bit more to go in that Beamer, and Splash does not pit this lap. Just gonna get a couple of lugs in and then we'll be done. We'll be done with it, okay? No problem. Hey Buns! Have you seen Cubic Bubbles' car? It's got a really pretty lady on it. There you go. Fag done. Oh, I ain't got the washing in. I've got to get the washing in a minute. I was meant to do that before the race, but then I was prannying around with the VR, showing you the track. So here we go. We're back in the room. The fuel is flashing on Splash. He's on vapors, ready for his final pit stop of the day. GT Racer behind him as a top. He's going all the way. Let's go all the way. Nibbles is in, and Nibbles is in. Nibbles is in. It's all getting exciting now as we come into the last 17 minutes of the race. Joker, his fuel's flashing as well. Nibbles is in. He's getting, well, he's going to get some softs on. He's going to go for a stint and a half, and he's got some ground to make up. And Speedy Man Charles is in there saying, I'm here, just quiet, lol. Oh, bless you. Cheers, Speedy Man Charles. Chuck. Speedy Man Chuck. So Joker then leads the way, and you've got to say, other than something terrible happening, I can't see Stasilla Racing getting back into this one. Noir and Terrace actually is superly turning this race around. Fantastic stuff. Splash is in. This is the GT Racer Splash battle, and GT Racer, it's not a battle. He's through, but he's going for medium. He's on the medium tyres, remember. He's only managing 38 fours. Splash could beat that, but he's going to be quite a way behind. He's going to go for soft tyres, be sure, and the fuel to get to the end. Irish Fox is going to be getting ready for a pit stop pretty soon themselves. Shadow having a massive one through the chicane there, and I think that's the story of the Audi. It has not enjoyed the curbs here at Devil's Trial. Wherever we are. Is it Devil's Trial? No. Dragon's Trail. Dragon's Trail Seaside. There goes Joker. Joker is into the pits. Joker is into the pits as Nibbles goes about his way. 3/4 of a tank of fuel in his car, racing soft tyres. He is absolutely pushing, trying to make, it was 12 seconds, wasn't it? 12 to 11 seconds possibly, the gap between the two of them. Joker then has been released. He's gone for a set of softs. He's going for it. He's going to go fastest lap as well. If he can go as fast as he can, as rapidly as he can on a set of mediums, then he's going to be ridiculous on a set of softs. It's 13 seconds, 12 seconds. The time's dropping between the 11. There we go. That was about the gap, wasn't it? Noir and Terrace is into the bits. GT Racer did get ahead of Splash by 21 seconds. And GT Racer then, can he get that third place back after the damage? That would be a great turnaround. Noir and Terrace then, quick turnaround in his pit stop, fueling up. GT Racer is going to get that third place back. Oh my God, I thought it was gone. I thought it was out of his grip after his damage, and he had to come in and do a strategical pit stop to fix it. And there is Noir's out ahead of Splash, and it's not gone Splash's way. 5th place though, he'd take it, I'm sure, after his dismal showings in the Mercedes AMG. Splash now is in the fight, and Irish Fox, someone was coming out the pits. I don't know who it was. I saw a red car in the pits. That was weird. It wasn't Irish Fox, because he hasn't been in the pits. That's so weird. When I saw Splash going along, I thought I saw a red car in the pit lane, but obviously not. Unless it was Shadow, but I doubt it was. Has he just pitted? No, he hasn't. And Cubic Bubbles sticking with it, gaining 2 places throughout the race, and I've got to say, a good sort of lap time as well. Joker leads this race by 11.2 seconds. Gone for a set of softs. Those softs will be absolutely mullered by the time he gets to the line, and that is what Nibbles is hoping for. And Nibbles being caught by the Audi. of Shadow there, or he's just gone past the Audi of Shadow, more than likely. GT Racer 7.5 seconds ahead of Noir. And for these three, it's going to be, they're hoping one or the other hits the chicane of death. Right, 38, mid-38s we're getting on average from a GT Racer on those medium tyres. They are going away from him, so that will only get slower, but his car will be getting lighter, and he wants to stay off those curves. Nibbler's then, the Audi really is staying with him. That must be quite irritating. Worried about getting punted from behind. Just a wrong braking from a lapped car would be a shocker. Irish Fox into the pits. Shadow, though, I think is a lap behind Irish Fox and isn't likely to get that position back, although we'll see. And Cubic Bubbles also a couple of laps behind those guys. Joker then is looking pretty solid for him, as we have 12 minutes just under on the clock, and Nib Les just couldn't live with the pace of a Gen X on mediums on longer stints. GT Racer solid third, but Noir Antares is the lead car in that team, and there is an interesting battle in the table. Let me get to that table, because yes, Apex are on 114 points, where Vertex are on 90 points. Vertex racing AXR, which I think is the team that's leading this race at the moment. So yeah, Apex need those points. Apex, Noir Antares, it is imperative that he gets that third spot, because AXR are scoring big today, and Apex are only they're 22 points ahead of them. So Noir Antares could do with that spot. The medium tyres, 38.5s for GT Racer. Noir Antares doing a 37.2 splash out there at the moment. Safe, he's 33 seconds ahead of Irish Fox. Let's put some softs on. Half filled the car, taking her all the way till the end. Still less fuel than those around him. The Corvette obviously doesn't need as much fuel, because GT Racer also just under half a tank of fuel, where everyone's just a little squeeze over half. Except Shadows just killed it. Absolutely killed it in the chicane o' death. And do we want to watch it? Of course we do. We love a little chicane of death action. And it looks all good going through there. Lines it up nicely. Oh, it's the bloody curb. Hit him out. That was not fair. That was. He wasn't even close to that wall. So Shadow taking another bang in this race, as Joker 13. He's extended that lead. He's got a 36.4. He's a 10th off of the fastest lap. There we go. Purples now for AXR Joker, for the AXR team. I believe that is the AXR team, the one on 92 points, because the other one would have had to give up half their points. So Joker then 13 seconds better than Nib Les, but still Nib Les scoring well in second place for Stacilla Racing. Stacilla Racing are so far ahead that it's not going to hurt not getting the win. GT Racer 5 seconds ahead of Noir. Noir's doing early 37s, and GT Racer's had to raise it up to early 38s. He was doing mid 38s, but now he's going to have to push a little bit, because his teammate is coming for him in the BMW. Splash, pretty safe from behind, like I already said, 30 odd seconds for the Corvette, and he's just got to hope that the chicane of death takes one of the Clockwork cars ahead of him if he wants to get another position out of this race. Irish Fox, interesting race for Irish Fox. Picked up damage that she didn't need. Another person who looked like they were up for a podium, and they're just about to get a lap put on them. That is painful. That is painful. But that is the nature of this track. It is you can hit those curbs 100 times, like Ethan said. You can hit those curbs 100 times, and the same thing will happen, and then there'll just be this one time where it'll fling you into another direction which you were not expecting. Or when you're going through the chicane of death and you're not quite close to the wall, but the computer decides you are close to the wall and smashes you over to the other side of the track. These are all things that can happen at Dragon's Trail Seaside, and so far during this stream we've had it all. We've had all of them things happen. This is the way. Joker then leads this race by 14.3 seconds, pulling out a little more time. And we're down to 7.5 minutes. And Joker has got to keep his whistle clean, his whistle dry, because he doesn't want to get any kind of trouble, damage, or anything like that at this point in the race, with Nibblers pushing hard behind him at 37.1. That's the best Nibblers has managed today. He's not been able to get that McLaren into the 36s as Joker has. And he goes across the line, 36.6, still can't beat the Audi of Shadow's time. GT Racer then, 3 seconds. Noir Anteras really is pumping out those lap times. GT Racer at 38.1. He's tried to elevate. He's tried to go faster as the car gets lighter, but his tyres are wearing, and Noir Anteras is coming. The Clockwork Motorsports team giving us an absolute display of cracking racing today. Splash for AequepaX Racing is in 5th place, ahead of Irish Fox. Good points for the Irish Fox today. He might not be happy with that 6th place, but with all the things that have gone on today, that's not too bad. Well, it is, because Noir Anteras is only 2 points behind him in the championship, and he is just about to take a podium, maybe. So who was Irish Fox with then? Shadow. Oh, it's the leader. So Irish Fox just going to sit in the toe of Joker and follow him to the line, I imagine, as they make it through the chicane safely. Shadow are going up the hill. He's racing no one today. Cubic Bubbles, hats off. Oh, he's picked up a bit of damage as Cubic Bubbles. Nibblers then 15 seconds. He just doesn't have the pace today in that McLaren, and 2nd place might have been lucky for him, really, with people having other problems. If Noir and GT Racer hadn't picked up damage, then who knows, it could have been a lot worse for Nibblers. So he probably is pleased to see that 2nd place on the cards. And so far Joker looks like he's given up on the fastest lap now, possibly, but he seems to have taken his foot off of the gas a little bit. And with just under 5 minutes left of the race to go, he's probably wanting to secure that win with a 16-second lead. He's got no issues. Irish Fox staying with him, but Irish Fox also not really racing anyone to the flag. Nibblers looks like he's just settling for 2nd place and not risking anything there. What with GT Racer 32 seconds behind, but only less than a second ahead. Shadows come in, but I think he's so far ahead of Cubic. He's pretty safe. He's picked up a bit of damage there, and he might need a bit of fuel to get to the end. No, everyone's got about that. Did Irish Fox just hit the chicane? Oh my God, Irish Fox just smashed into the chicane. And let's have a look. We're calling this the chicane of death replay today, because that's the only replays I've given you, isn't it? When someone drops it, there's that wall again. It's that wall that slings you over. And yeah, that's unfortunate for Scuderia Chiara. But Shadow, I don't know, he's on lap 51. He's going in to fix it. Shadow's on lap 50, so I think he is like a whole lap behind. I don't think he's going to be able to get back into that one. 17 seconds now from Nibblers. And GT Racer really under the cosh here. We've got a race on, boys and girls. Tie your mother down, because this one is going all the way to the flag. We're on board with Noir. Irish Fox also going into the pits to fix his damage. And why not? They've got no one to worry about behind. Why drive the last 3 minutes with a busted up car when you don't have to? So Irish Fox back out on track with a nice fixed car, as Noir and Terrace has dropped a bit of time now. Have the soft tyres had their best moment? Is that it now for the BMW? Can it not do any more gains on GT Racer? Remember, GT Racer's on the medium tyres, a very old set of medium tyres. He's been going a long time on them. He was forced to come in for a pit stop earlier than he would have liked because he picked up some damage, and now he's a sitting duck for Noir and Terrace, who's closing in for that podium position. 2 minutes left on the clock. Splash 17 seconds behind those boys. He's pushing on, but there really is nothing there. He's a minute ahead of Irish Fox, who just had to go in and fix a bit of damage. Shadow also going in and fixing some damage, and Cubic Bubbles driving with the damage. He doesn't care. They don't care. Joker 18 seconds. So Nibbles definitely has wound it down a bit. Just tries to bring it home for second place, and I think. And here we go then, GT Racer and Noir and Terrace very close on the track. We're just about to start the final lap of race 1 of round 5, and if you hang around, there'll be another stream with a lot better commentator to talk you through. He understands strategies. I don't. I just guess. So GT then, he's having to fend off his teammate. He can't race too hard because they can't lose themselves. Well, they've got 17 seconds back from Splash, but they really don't want to cause too much trouble. And GT Racer might have to wind it down a little bit. No, on the curb. And Noir Anteras is right on his tail now. Noir Anteras trying to get that podium from his teammate, and it would help with the points as well, especially against Scuderia Chiara that are 2 places back. And here we go then. It's all black, orange and white at the moment, and Noir pulls out of the stream. They're coming down into the braking zone. Noir pulls over to the inside. He wants the inside line, and GT Racer keeps his Chevy right in the middle of the track, and they are not going to try and make a move through the chicane. There's 6 seconds on the clock as these two make their way around. A little tap for Noir on the wall, and I don't know if he's going to manage to get it. Joker, where is he? He's going around again. Nibbles also going around again, so it's GT Racer is going to be the first to finish. There's a few crossing the line now. Irish Fox finishes in 6th. Cubic Bubbles finishes in 8th. And GT Racer looks like he's going to take the points away from Apex. He's getting the podium. Take a boo, my son. And Noir Anteras gets himself 4th. Splash coming home for 5th, I think. Splash there, yeah, comes around that final corner to get himself a solid 5th place. And happy with the Aston Martin's performance today, I am sure. Shadow is not going to cross the line yet, I don't think. No, Shadow's quite early in his lap. So here he is, the man who kept pace with everyone else who was on soft tyres, on the medium tyre, did the job, kept out of trouble, and he's brought that Gen X home for its 2nd win this season, I think. And a great drive from Joker, superb stuff. Nibbles then bringing it home, and I honestly to God, I think the pace of GT Racer and Noir Anteras, that is the best Nibbles could have hoped for out of this race. It could have easily been 4th. So a great 2nd place for Stacilla Racing, still maintaining that championship lead. And poor old Shadow has had a day. He's damaged. You haven't broken the back suspension. See if you can break that back suspension before you get over. I want to see a totally busted up car. And yeah, Shadow for Garage 96. That Audi has been an absolute monster Overhandling. There you go. He's trying to break some more of it before he gets to the line. And that was an hour, your first hour and a half race around Dragon's Trail Seaside. And there's more to come in race 2. So make a 3-hour race. And there you go. Let's have a look at Joker. Oh, come on, man. Someone at AquepaX, make him a blooming an overall. I wanted to see AquepaX all plastered across his back and his number 88, I think. And you know, that's just amateurish, boys. It looks like he's bought that off the shelf, off the rack. So then, we can go to the results. We don't have to look at that page. Joker does the unthinkable in the Gen X, takes the win. Brilliant drive there. Nibblers forced to Scylla Racing, like I said, second place. I think he's been lucky. He's been lucky for second place. I think the Noir, both Clockworks could have finished ahead of Nibblers without any if they hadn't had their troubles. GT Racer in third takes a podium for Vertex, leaving Apex losing points. And Apex in that battle with AXR. Well, they're all, like I said, they're all having a battle from second all the way down to about 5th in the championship, 6th. Splash for AequepaX, AXR, one of them, comes home in 5th, which is better than what he probably would have done in the Mercedes. So Splash should be happy after that race. Irish Fox could have had a podium, I'm afraid. He got into, and maybe through no fault of his own, but came across a lot of stricken cars, caused damage. I saw him hit the chicane of death at least once. So, you know, and the Audi struggled to drive. And Cubic Bubbles, 8th place, gaining 2 spots because we lost the Dodge Viper of Jai, and we also lost Evil Dragon in the Audi. But yet again, I think we can all agree, another great race and round from the AequepaX racing team. Well done to them. Big applause. If you want to show your appreciation, don't forget to hit like on this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Tell them to watch it on mute if I'm too irritating. That's fine. I don't mind. Until next time, which is, I'll try and find, actually. Why not? Let's be professional about this. You really want to know when Nürburgring's happening, don't you? Oh, there's no dates. Hang on. I'll have to find somewhere where there's dates. It's further up. It's further up. Here we go. Nürburgring is on June the 10th. That's quite a way. It's 20 days. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know how many months are in May. But yeah, that's quite a way. Host has ended the game. Well done. I would have stopped. So, yes, that's us over and done with here at AequepaX Racing. Thank you for your attendance. And don't forget, like, subscribe. Like, subscribe. Like, subscribe. And no one voted in the end, so it's hard. Between Joker and Noir for driver of the day is... if Noir had got the podium, I would have gone with him, but he didn't, so I'm going to go with Joker for driving on the medium tyres, driver of the day, and the winner. So, great stuff. Thank you, guys. And don't forget to join us on that date I told you, 10th of June or something, for the next race. Arrivederci? What's arrivederci goodbye in Italian? Arrivederci. See you later. See you later, pals. See you, pals. There's no last minute chats. Oh, live chat's not working. Oh, I think it's ended itself anyway.